everyone. This is Tim. Tim, do you want to tell us who you are and what do you do?
Yeah, hi Nathan. I'm the Dean of Students at Macarthur Anglican School, but before that, I'm a father of two grown lads. My wife, Trish, we live in Cobbitty in New South Wales. My role here at school is Dean of Students.
Now, you're involved with something called the Caleb Foundation. Can you tell us what the Caleb Foundation is?
It's in reference to Caleb in the Bible, who was one of the spies with Joshua going into the promised land. And by the time he got there, he was 85 years old. Caleb Foundation was set up not by 85-year-olds, but by through a series of people who had retired, CEOs of different companies. That started in 2006 with the intention of using their senior years with all the skills that they had developed in mission in some way. And through a series of interactions, these guys in 2006 developed a relationship with Bangladesh and one of the pastors in Bangladesh. I've been part of this group since about 2017, 18. The board works solely in Bangladesh at the moment, and we facilitate the running of 13 schools, one orphanage, and the support of 26 pastors.
Right.
In Bangladesh. One of the attractive things about the Caleb Foundations is it's not, we're not just sending money over and then just that the money goes somewhere. We actually control how it's actually all.
Yeah.
And it's completely non-for-profit. Nobody on the board gets paid or anything like that.
Yeah. So, how many times have you had the chance to go over?
Yeah, so I've been twice, just recently last November. It's a very difficult place to travel to and travel within. It's a wonderfully diverse group of people with so much to offer, and yet the poverty is extreme. I've needed police protection to travel to Sylhet because of the Muslim, potentially different relationships there, and our pastors struggle with persecution, physical persecution, and their families.
Yes.
So the pastors and people who are believers are not making light decisions about becoming Christians.
No. And what's the situation for pastors there in terms of training and these mega voice resources, which I'll get you to explain in a moment? How would they be helpful for those pastors?
Yeah, so the pastors in Dhaka, one of the difficulties is the different tribal languages and the dialects throughout Bangladesh. The pastors may be working in an area where the dialects and the languages are completely different to what they would have in Dhaka. So you just can't say, okay, well, this is the word that you're going to preach type thing. What Megavoice does is the solar-powered devices which have the capacity to hold every book in the New Testament. Through recordings, we are able to offer the pastors the Bible in the heart language of the people that they're reaching, and songs and hymns and Bible stories in that heart language, so that the pastors can then distribute these Megavoice devices to the people. One pastor, because of the population of the place, one pastor within 5 kilometres can reach 5 different villages, potentially 5 different languages. You could find 15 people and gather around the Megavoice device and listen, and the Bible is being spoken about. Sermons are being preached through the device to 15 listening people. And then the next day goes within 5 kilometres, goes to the next village and does the same thing. Leaves the device with the people. They then share that with their families, who share that with their families, and it just goes on and on and on. The wonderful thing about the Megavoice device is it's solar powered. There's no maintenance. There's no electricity required. Often these people are illiterate, so there's no need for any reading. They're listening. It's the oral word of God being preached. So it's an effective, efficient way of spreading the gospel and the good news of Jesus to a community that is in darkness and really oppressed by the fact that they haven't heard the word of God. It's far more efficient and effective for these players to be out there and doing the work through these Megavoice players. I don't need to learn the language, but I can equip the pastors with what they need for that to go ahead. And, it's a small thing that what we're doing.
We really thank God for people like you who give above and beyond your time that you're working and things like that to support things like the Caleb Foundation. And it's also great to hear the story of why it's called the Caleb Foundation. A bunch of retired guys saying, what can we do for ministry in the world? That's really important. So those retired at church, take note. And also, we really hope to be able to provide you with a bunch of the Megavoice players so that you can take them over there and really resource these not only pastors but groups of parishioners, and 15 at a time is amazing.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Nathan. Thanks everybody for your support, and I hope you get behind it. It's visit the Megavoice website, Australia Megavoice website, to get some more glimpses of video and of course the Caleb Foundation. But
I'll put that out for everyone. Awesome. Thanks, Tim. Thanks,
you.
Nathan.
Bye.
See ya.